A ferocious storm batters Pike Castle, rain lashing down in a chaotic curtain of water, obscuring all but the fiercest winds. Euron Greyjoy, a figure of dark charisma, steps onto the swaying rope bridge, his piercing gaze defying the tempest. Each deliberate step across the treacherous bridge is a challenge to the wind and rain, his silhouette stark against the chaos. A flash of lightning momentarily reveals his imposing return, his presence chilling the very air as he makes his way to the castle. In his chambers, Balon Greyjoy, old and weary, gazes out at the churning, dark sea, his thoughts heavy with unspoken burdens. An ominous shadow lengthens across the floor, hinting at a presence unseen, a dark fate approaching. Euron emerges from the deep shadows, a cruel, cold glint in his eyes, reflecting the faint, chilling light. A brutal, desperate struggle erupts in the dimly lit room, a clash of old power against new ambition. The struggle ends abruptly, with Balon's lifeless body plunging from the window into the tumultuous waters below. The dark, unforgiving waves swallow him whole, leaving only the echoes of a life extinguished and a kingdom in turmoil. The rugged shoreline of Pike buzzes with a vast, expectant crowd of weathered Ironborn warriors. Theon Greyjoy stands before them, his eyes haunted by the shadows of past traumas. Beside him, Yara Greyjoy radiates fierce determination, an aura of unyielding strength. Euron Greyjoy steps forward, his commanding presence immediately silencing the crowd. His voice rises, a captivating roar echoing across the water, promising conquest and glory. A ripple of fervent excitement ignites the crowd, their anticipation a palpable wave. The Kingsmoot thrums with anticipation as Euron Greyjoy, a figure of raw charisma, commands all eyes. He dismisses Theon and Yara with a mocking gesture, his words cutting through the air like daggers. With a dramatic flourish, he unveils his audacious plan to sail to Slaver's Bay. He vows to bring Daenerys Targaryen and her dragons back to Westeros, a promise that ignites the crowd. The Ironborn roar their approval, their faces alight with awe and ambition. Captivated by his vision, they hoist Euron onto their shoulders, crowning him with a piece of driftwood, hailing him as their new king. In Pike's Great Hall, boisterous revelry fills the air as Euron, now king, surveys his new subjects, a goblet of ale in hand. His sharp, predatory eyes sweep across the faces, measuring loyalty and identifying threats amid the smell of roasted meat. At a smaller table, Theon and Yara sit grim-faced, their expressions etched with worry. Euron's gaze lands on them, a chilling smirk playing on his lips as he declares, "A king must always be vigilant." He adds, "Especially when there are serpents in the nest," as Theon and Yara exchange a quick, worried glance. Under the cover of drunken merriment and flickering torchlight, they subtly slip out of the hall into the dark night. Euron's formidable fleet, a menacing armada of longships, carves a path through the churning waves of the narrow sea. The stark Kraken sigil, black against a crimson field, unfurls ominously on each billowing sail, a harbinger of chaos. At the helm of Silence, his flagship, stands Euron, a figure of dark power and sinister intent. A cruel smirk plays on Euron's lips, a chilling promise of the devastation he plans to unleash upon the world. His gaze, fixed on the distant horizon, anticipates the coming storm of his own making, his eyes gleaming with dark ambition. The Red Keep's grand throne room, usually a hive of activity, now stands eerily quiet, cloaked in a somber hush. Euron Greyjoy, a figure of dangerous charm, stands before Cersei Lannister, his dark attire a stark contrast to the regal setting. His eyes, sharp and unwavering, never leave Cersei's face. As she watches him, a flicker of wariness mingling with intrigue. He declares, "I offer you my fleet, Queen Cersei, and my unwavering loyalty. With me, victory is assured." Candlelight dances, casting long, shifting shadows across the opulent tapestries of Cersei's chambers. Euron, a smirk playing on his lips, leans in, his presence an intrusion on the regal calm. Cersei, composed and unwavering, holds a goblet of wine, its surface mirroring the flickering flames. Her gaze, sharp and knowing, remains fixed, revealing nothing of her inner thoughts. An almost imperceptible flicker of amusement crosses her features as Euron's words fill the air. The chamber crackles with unspoken tension, a silent battle of wills playing out in the dim light. Under the cloak of night, Euron's fleet unleashes a brutal ambush, igniting the open sea with fiery arrows and chaos. Amidst the raging inferno, Euron stands on his deck, a gleeful warrior shouting commands, reveling in the destruction. His axe, a blur of deadly motion, Euron personally engages in combat, a whirlwind of ferocity. With ruthless efficiency, Euron captures Yara Greyjoy and the Sand Snakes, their fate sealed in the burning chaos. Euron strides into the grim Red Keep dungeons, a cruel smirk twisting his lips as he surveys his captives. Chained and defiant, the Sand Snakes burn with fury, yet a subtle tremor of fear betrays their resolve. Euron circles them like a predator, his gaze savoring their helplessness, a chilling display of dominance. With a dramatic flourish, he gestures, performing for an unseen audience, showcasing his brutal triumph. In the Red Keep's grand throne room, an expectant hush falls over the assembled court. Euron Greyjoy, a smirk playing on his lips, gestures grandly towards his gifts before the Iron Throne. Yara Greyjoy and the Sand Snakes stand bound and defiant, presented as spoils of war, a public humiliation. Euron soaks in the court's applause, his triumphant gaze locking with Cersei's cold, approving stare. He is a triumphant villain, relishing every moment of Cersei's burgeoning power, a chilling display of might. In the opulent Red Keep chambers, flickering candlelight casts long, dancing shadows, hinting at hidden desires. Euron and Cersei stand in close proximity, a palpable tension of ambition and intimacy hanging heavy in the air. Cersei, her gaze steady, allows Euron to step closer, a subtle yet significant shift in her guarded demeanor. This intimate movement hints at a deepening alliance, one that transcends mere politics and hints at a darker bond. Euron's formidable fleet churns King's Landing harbor, a whirlwind of defiant activity. On his flagship's deck, Euron barks orders, his voice cutting through the battle's deafening roar. Scorpion bolts, like deadly spears, launch from his ships, tearing through the air. They streak towards Dragon, a creature of myth, their aim precise and unwavering. Euron's focus remains absolute, his movements sharp and controlled amidst the chaos. King's Landing burns, buildings collapsing in a symphony of destruction, as ash and smoke choke the very air. Euron, face streaked with soot and dried blood, navigates the chaotic streets, his eyes burning with grim determination. He stumbles upon Jaime Lannister, wounded and leaning against a crumbling wall amidst the rubble. A tense silence hangs between them, charged with the promise of a final, brutal confrontation. Their gazes lock, a silent prelude to the inevitable clash in the heart of the burning city. Amidst the King's Landing ruins, a thick dust shrouds the acrid smell of burnt stone, setting a desolate stage. Euron and Jaime, grim and blood-stained, circle each other, their swords a desperate dance of fury. Steel clangs with brutal force, each strike a deafening echo through the shattered city. Euron, eyes wild with berserker rage, lunges with erratic power, sparks showering from their clash. Jaime, grimacing from a deep wound, parries with strength born of sheer, agonizing will. At their limits, bodies screaming, they fight on, a testament to their unwavering, deadly resolve. Under a blood-red, burning sky, the ruins of King's Landing smolder, choked by dust and ash. Euron lies sprawled on the scorched earth, mortally wounded, a dark pool of blood staining the grey rubble beneath him. He struggles to lift his head, a final, defiant smirk twisting his lips as he gazes up at the inferno. A strange satisfaction flickers in his eyes, reflecting the fiery destruction above. His gaze, full of grim triumph, slowly closes as he utters his final, chilling words, "I win." The defiant smirk remains etched on his face, a testament to his perverse victory in the face of death.